show up. Xbox, we've become the #1 console this year. Windows, we're selling a lot of Windows, and we got a lot of competition in the Windows business. But we're driving hard with, just in the last year alone, 350 million new PCs sold. That might compare with numbers from other guys that are in the 20 million range. Now, 20 is too much, but 350, last time I checked, is a lot more than 20. Phones, we've gone from very small to very small, but it's been a heck of a year. And you're going to see a lot of progress in that market competitively as we move forward. So this is our portfolio. We think the breadth is helpful. We think the integration is helpful. As we look to the future of these devices and the work that we're doing, for example, in Bing, on the next generation of user interfaces where you tell the computer what you want it to do, and it just does it. It's a combination of innovation that'll go on in Windows and Windows Phone and Xbox and in Bing. So we think it's absolutely an essential portfolio for your and our ongoing success. And we think it's been a year of incredibly great momentum and progress, certainly not without a lot of competition. But I think for all of us, this platform, these products, have been a foundation for incredible business growth. If you'd said to me 10 years ago that when we were kind of cooking with Office in the early 2000s, that we would still be growing double digits in our Office business 10 years later, I have to admit I might have been dubious. And yet through the incredible work of this community and our R&D teams, that's exactly where we are. Let me just highlight a couple of things in each area. First, on Bing. Bing is probably the Microsoft product or service that our partners spend the least amount of time with right now. I think that'll change over the next few years. We're thinking about the dynamics and kind of architecture that'll allow us to open Bing up over time to be more of a platform. And yet I think its fundamental importance to our strategy, both for the cloud and for intelligent devices, means we should spend just a couple minutes on it. Our market share in the US grew to 14.1% this year, up 3 points. It's actually a huge, huge increase. 30% growth plus in the number of queries that we're serving with our Bing search engine. At the same time, in the last 12 months, we've integrated in all of the Yahoo traffic. Collectively, that means that we're serving about 30% of the search needs of users here in the United States, from 10 to 30 in 1 year. The opportunity to innovate in this business, in some senses, depends on traffic. So this just wasn't a year of integration and business progress. It's actually a year of incredible progress from a product perspective. With Bing, we've taken a simple point of view. People don't want to search. They actually want to decide and take action. Decide and take action. And in everything we're doing with Bing, and we'll show you a little demo here in a minute, you can see how we're trying to help people decide and take action. Sometimes I get asked, isn't this market all done? There is a search leader. There's not going to be any innovation in the area. I think that is exactly the wrong thinking. The internet, the web, is changing more today than perhaps at any time in history. We're moving from an internet that was based around HTML documents to an internet and web that's based around the social graph, geographic information and the geographical web, an internet in which you want to access information, not just from a keyboard or for a fixed device, but from mobile devices and via voice and other input techniques. We've tried to show all of that and work very creatively on those opportunities inside of our Bing service. In fact, one of the things I think is most interesting is the work we've done around social in partnership with Facebook, where you can now start bringing together what your friends are interested in and what your friends think about with the things that you're searching for and are interested in deciding and taking action on the web. So to show you a little bit of what we've done and are doing with Bing, I'd like to invite Stefan Weitz to come up on stage and just show you a little bit of the Bing product. Stefan.
Thanks, Steve. Hey, everybody. Thanks all for coming. I'm going to show you a few things today that we're doing in Bing. The first, I'm going to talk a bit about this social thing that Steve talked about and tell you why it's such a big deal. And then we're going to get into this notion of how you can actually do things in search, not just do more searches. And last, I'll show you how we think about taking all that web data Steve talked about and putting it in a format that you can actually use. So let's first talk about social. We launched Bing as a decision engine back a couple of years ago. But really, when you make decisions in your real life, big and small, you often do it with your friends. From things like, should I wear a coat outside today, all the way to, should I go see a doctor for this pain in my side? And so at Microsoft, we asked, how can we actually let you bring your friends online into your online decision-making process? And through our partnership with Facebook, as Steve mentioned, and their 750 million accounts, we think we can do some pretty cool stuff in search. Let's take a look. First off, bringing my friends with me into search helps me make search results more personally relevant for me. So let's take a look at something like mango. Now, mango to most people in the room is a fruit. I like it better than apple, personally. But also, because Bing knows who I am and who my friends are, it also knows that, actually, in reality, I'm probably asking about Windows Phone 7's new version of our operating system called Mango. So I can see results from Steve, from Pankaj, who have used the Facebook like system to like these results from across the web. That gets pulled right into my Bing experience without anything else that I have to do. But it's not just about making results more personally relevant. It's also about helping me sort through the vast resources on the web to help make decisions. So my wife wants to go to Hawaii. We have a small 6-year-old daughter, and she wants a good place to go stay. So you go to Bing, you type in Hawaii hotels for kids. It's a good query, but frankly, there's 51.3 million results. And this is a very competitive query. So people actually would kill to be the top result there inside of Bing. So as a user, how do I pick the right result that I'm looking for here on this page? Well, look what's happening here. I can see Brian McDonald and Rangam both like a particular site here. Best kid-friendly hotels in Hawaii. Boom, I've gone now from 51 million results to one that I think is pretty good. And frankly, now I can do one click and ping Brian on Facebook chat with Skype, or I can text Rangan to ask him. You get the idea. Literally, it helps me sift through the web's vast resources to find the one that I want. It's not just about math. It's about bringing your friends with you as you're searching. So those are a couple of small examples. There's a lot more there, but you can really begin to see how the social graph data is really helping search become more relevant and more useful to you. But let's switch gears. Steve also talked about the fact that people are really trying to do more with search and on the web, not just search more. And you can really begin to see how Bing thinks differently, how Microsoft thinks differently about this by looking at some comparisons. So let's go to, I'm coming to Los Angeles. I want to have a nice meal. So let's say I want to go check out Luna Park. So I might go to Google if I get confused one day, and I can do a query here, and I can see this is a good result. I've got a lot of nice things, a lot of good information, a lot of data, very helpful. But actually at Bing and within Microsoft, what we say is, what are people trying to do when they search for Luna Park? Well, they're trying to go make a reservation. They're trying to save some money. They're trying to see the menu, all these types of things. So look what's happening here. We're working with partners across the world to integrate their services directly into search. So now I can say, this looks good, good reviews, find me a table tonight. And just like that, boom, I can reserve that table through OpenTable. And now once I've got that reservation, I'm kind of cheap, I guess, and so I'm going to save some coin. I can click on deals, and boom, through our partners at Deal Map, I can actually see deals for that restaurant, again, all right there inside the search experience. It's pretty cool. Some other things too. I'm a big Dodgers fan. I'm in LA. I don't get to LA very often, so I might want to go and check out Dodgers tickets. So I go to, again, I get confused. I go to Google, I search for Dodgers tickets, and again, a good result. Lots of great data here, lots of things I can click on and drill into. But again, think of what Microsoft's doing. What we're actually saying is, what are you trying to do when you search for Dodgers tickets? Well, actually, likely you're looking to go ahead and buy some. So I can drill into our events tab. I can see they're playing here next the 22nd. And with one click there, I can literally get into an experience, again, through our partners at FanSnap this time, where I get to see all the tickets from all the different ticket brokers across the US, almost 8,200 tickets, and I can say, I don't want to pay any more than, say, $50 for that ticket, let's say, and I can literally resort that down to where now I can see this seat here looks good, and I can even see the view from that seat. So with one click, I can actually now go ahead, zoom into the map, buy that ticket, and go to the Dodgers game on the 22nd. A lot of fun. So that gives you a flavor. There's lots more. I encourage you all to come check it out, but there's a lot of ways we're thinking about how we actually can help you do and not just search. But the last thing I want to talk about is this notion of how we can help you make sense of all this web data that's exploding around us. And we do that in a fun way. We do it using maps. What? Maps? No. But, I mean, maps are an interesting thing because, of course, they can do things like get you from A to B. So I can get from Staples Center over to the Luna Park restaurant very easily. It can route us there. It can make sure if traffic's bad, it can reroute us. All the usual stuff. But really, we think of maps as something we call spatial search. It's literally a way for us to represent all this web data in a way that you and I can make more sense of it by putting it into the real world. Data like parking. So tomorrow I'm coming back here. Today I paid $26 for parking. Steve yelled at me about that. So I said, how can I save some money tomorrow? So now I can go to our map application here, Parking Finder. I can drill in, see their Staples Center, and I can go ahead and say, I'm going to be here tomorrow at 7 a.m. Show me cheaper places to park. $25, too much? $4 right there. And again, using partner data and integrating it into the map experience where data lives, I can actually make a decision to park there tomorrow instead of where I parked today for $25. Well, yes, you can clap. That's a good one. I like that one a lot. Or it could be things like 5 million photos that people have taken across the world and that we have then re-stitched together into 3D panoramas that can let you get in all the way from the satellite view up in space all the way down into, say, I don't know, the American Landscapes exhibition inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So now I can literally go here and go check out. I can walk inside the Metro Museum of Art and literally go all the way from space over to a brushstroke in a painting, all the way in. Look at this beautiful painting, and there she is. So literally taking this data from all over the place and reassociating it in a very interesting way. So that's it. Those are a few things I wanted to show you, but you can see that at Bing and at Microsoft, we're thinking about search differently. It's not just index and retrieval anymore. It's about connecting people to other people. It's about connecting information to places. It's about connecting people to action. It's really about getting you and moving the metaphor away from simply searching and finding to being more of a searching and being done. Thanks a lot.
If search and Bing is the most emblematic first cloud application, it's certainly clear that for folks in this room, the most important from a business perspective cloud opportunities in the near term are really around the server platform and the productivity and collaboration applications. And this has been a very big year forward for us with both our private cloud or Windows Server and Hyper-V platforms, as well as our public cloud or Azure platform. Really, in the course of the last 12 months, I would say a couple of big things have happened. Number one, Windows Server continues to build market share. Over 75% of all of the servers sold last year came with Windows Server. We see equivalent progress, certainly, with over 40% of the new databases that go in running on top of our SQL Server database. Number two, in the last 12 months, we have made major advances with Windows Azure functionality and capability.